In the headlines, the House of People's Representatives will deliberate on resolution on present case in Somalia. Oxfam urged Starbucks to give in to Ethiopia's coffee trademark right petition. Over 70 million quintals of crops harvested in Amhara and South Regional states. Good evening, viewers. You're watching the news coming to you from ETV. With the news, I'm Shmal Islamma. Upon request by some political parties in the parliament, the House of People's Representatives will deliberate on Somalia case for further scrutiny tomorrow. In a press release he gave today, Government Representative Shifarrao Jarso said some political parties requested during the November 23, 2006 session of the House to further discuss the issue in a bid to enable the political parties present their respective stand on the issue. Shifarrao said upon their request for further detail, the political parties have also discussed with Prime Minister Meles Zenawi. He further said Prime Minister Meles Zenawi will attend tomorrow's session. Meanwhile, in a press release the House of People's Representatives sent to ETV this evening, the discussion on the resolution of the present Somalia case will be transmitted tomorrow live via Ethiopian television and radio starting from 9 o'clock in the morning. The Committee for Telethon with the Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Agency announced today that it has prepared a telethon to be held on the coming Sunday, November 3, 2006 at the Sheraton Addis. Mahalet Nagat reports.
Briefing journalists today, the Committee for Telethon with the Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Agency said the Telethon program is one of the programs to be conducted in a bid to collect 298 million birr for rehabilitating 239,000 displaced flood victims in various parts of the country. The committee said 50 million birr has so far been collected, which is only 1/6 of the required amount. The committee underlined that the objective of the Telethon program is to rehabilitate the victims permanently and urges the public to continue its unrestrained support. The Telethon will be transmitted live via Ethiopian television, Radio Fana, and FM Addis 97.1 starting 10 a.m. up to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. The live transmission of the program will reach Sana'a, Yemen, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, Sudan, and the USA, and all areas where the satellite coverage reaches. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs on its part has already conducted resident diplomats and has begun selling tickets. 30 million birr is estimated to be collected.
The European Commission has allocated 70 million birr for the rehabilitation of flood victims in Ethiopia. In a statement it sent to ETV today, the delegation of the European Commission to Ethiopia said the Commission has decided to allocate the stated amount in response to Ethiopian government's formal request to the Commission to support the rehabilitation and reconstruction needs of the flood victims. In a related news, the delegation of the European Union to Ethiopia has signed a €2 million agreement with Ethiopian government and Food and Agriculture Organization for the United Nations FAO to strengthen food security information systems in the country. A statement the delegation of the European Union Commission to Ethiopia sent to ETV today said the grant will be used to carry out activities aimed at making better use of information on production, prices and food consumption over a period of 2 years. The statement further said the European Space Agency's Global Monitoring for Food Security Initiative will provide technical assistance to the project. Executive Committee of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front EPRDF disclosed today that it has evaluated the various activities it has undertaken in the past 45 days. The front has also designed major schemes to be executed in the coming 4 months. Brookwork looks at the Walters file.
In its regular session held recently, the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front EPRDF has thoroughly evaluated rural development activities, implementation of urban development package, leadership training, as well as organizational activities. Accordingly, the committee has designed plans to harvest produces efficiently and timely, besides using new agricultural technologies. The committee has also evaluated the implementation of urban development package that comprises reduction of unemployment, price hike, and housing problems, besides detailed activities of good governance. The training on senior leadership was successful, adding, the committee has also decided for the second round senior leadership training, as well as medium and lower leadership training to be conducted, based on the experiences gained in the first senior leadership training. The front paper, Abiyotawi Democracy, in today's edition quoted the PRDF office as saying that activities in good governance and the development endeavors planned to be executed in the past 45 days were properly executed. According to Walter Information Center, Abiyotawi Democracy has also indicated that the committee identified focal areas on the activities to be executed in the coming 4 months.
Oxfam, having described Tuesday's consultations of Starbucks CEO Jim Donald with Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, nevertheless urged the Atlanta-based coffee roaster and retailer to stop trying to stifle Ethiopia's request for coffee trademark rights. Here is Brookwork again for the details.
Oxfam told Ethiopian news agency today that Starbucks ought to respond positively to Ethiopia's petitions aimed ultimately at helping the nearly 15 million poor coffee growers in Ethiopia through deserved earnings. Oxfam America Regional Director Aberra Tola said, after a year of trying to engage Starbucks on trademarks, the company finally sat down to discuss the issue directly with Ethiopia. Oxfam's press release quoted Prime Minister Meles Zenawi as saying that Ethiopia deserves to have its rights and has an obligation to coffee consumers worldwide to protect and preserve its unique coffee. Starbucks ought to give in to Ethiopia's rightful demands to ensure household coffee growers receive due benefits. Starbucks has been earning immense profits mainly from sales of the qualitatively rare aromatic Ethiopian coffee. According to Ethiopian news agency, over 85,000 people around the world have joined Oxfam in calling on Starbucks to do right by Ethiopia's coffee farmers and sign the licensing agreement.
Some resettled farmers in Ilu Ababora zone of the Oromia regional state said they have become fully food self-sufficient and have started providing surplus produces to the market. Some of the resettlers said they could accumulate an around 250,000 birr worth property over the period of 3 years. Here is Jacob Yaten with the details.
The farmers began resettling in Ilu Ababora zone in 2003. Having been affected by land fragmentation and soil infertility due to over-cultivation in East Hararge, West Hararge and Arsi zones, the farmers were resettled here as part of the government's food security program. Gannane Taddese, a resettler farmer in Haro Tetesa area of Bedelle Woreda, said he is harvesting over 40 quintals of various agricultural produces on the plot of land he was given. Taddese gladly says he has become food self-sufficient. Another farmer, Umar Mohammed, a resettler in Chawak Awarada, said he has accumulated around 250,000 birr worth property over the period of 3 years. According to an Ethiopian television reporter, the farmers are supplying maize, sorghum, sesame and other products to market through the labor unions they have formed.
Agriculture and Rural Development Bureaus of the Amhara and South Ethiopia People's State said over 17 million quintals of various agricultural produces have been harvested from the 1998-99 Ethiopian calendar. Abiyotawi Democracy newspaper quoted officials of the respective bureaus as saying that over 15 million quintals of produces have been collected from the South Ethiopia People's State, while the Amhara state harvested close to 2.3 million quintals. For more on that, here is Jacob Yaten again.
Crop Development and Protection Department representative with the Agriculture and Rural Development Bureau of the South Ethiopian People's State, Semayo Tafesa, said 15 million quintals of sorghum and maize have been collected from over 880,000 hectares of land cultivated during the short rainy season. Semayo said the produce collected this year in the state exceeded that of the previous year by 4 million quintals. He said the boost in production resulted from the timely and enhanced activities the farmers carried out with the support of development agents and pertinent officials. He said the use of over 12,000 quintals of select seed and over 145,000 quintals of fertilizer has contributed to the growth in productivity. In a related news, the Amhara Agriculture and Rural Development Bureau said the agricultural produces collected during the stated period exceeded that of the previous year by 236,000 quintals. Crop development expert with the Bureau, Yibabe Adana, said, apart from the enhanced efforts exerted by farmers, the climate in the small rainy season has contributed to the increase. More than 900,000 farmers in over 600 weredas in South Ethiopian People's State and 34 weredas in Amhara State are small rainy season dependent.
The government of Djibouti, the government of Ethiopia and the European Commission signed a €40 million contract this evening for the rehabilitation of the Ethio-Djibouti Railway. Mahalet Negato attended the signing ceremony.
Director General of the Ethio-Djibouti Railway Lines, Tedke, and President of the Italian Consortium Consta Joint Venture Gioacchino Marvello signed the agreement. The works to be undertaken include the replacement of 114 kilometers of track, the strengthening of 9 steel bridges, and the realignment of Matara section of the track at Besakalik. The construction work has been awarded to the Italian Consortium Consta Joint Venture after bids for the execution of the required works was undertaken. Rehabilitation of the Ethio-Djibouti railway line is an important project for both the Republic of Djibouti and Ethiopia, as it is expected to improve the two countries' major export and import routes. Moreover, the country regards the project as a facilitation of regional integration.
A report by Save the Children shows that some 1.4 million orphan and vulnerable children (OVC) are living with HIV/AIDS in Ethiopia. The report was disclosed in connection with the preparation being undertaken to celebrate World AIDS Day. Ikram Bayan reports.
In a joint press meeting they gave today, World Vision Ethiopia and Save the Children announced that they will organize World AIDS Day under the theme Keep the Promise and Quality Education for Children in Ethiopia on December 2006. According to the country program director of Save the Children UK, David Thorpe, said the key concern of the organization is to prioritize access to and quality of education to children living with the virus.
We are striving to improve and support the delivery of education itself in relation to HIV, raising children's awareness of the risks, raising awareness about appropriate behaviours, working with the government to develop curricula in the schools around HIV.
He added that the government plays an important role in developing school curricula about HIV and raising awareness about desirable behavior. Save the Children Denmark is also working in collaboration with Regional Education Bureau in Oromia and Hamara states through the provision of quality education to children. National Director of World Vision Ethiopia, Tanani Lama, on her part said the organization is creating more supportive environments for OVC and families affected by HIV/AIDS. She also said World Vision Ethiopia is willing to support 500,000 OVC. Africa Area Director of Policy and Communication of Save the Children USA, Carl Miral, said 700 volunteer children living with the virus will have an art contest during the celebration. According to the director, chairperson of Coalition of Women Against HIV/AIDS, Azel Mesfin, Ethiopian athletics icon Meseret Defar, and other dignitaries will attend the celebration. Ikram Bayan, ETV News.
The United Nations Capital Development Fund, UNCDF, is undertaking rural infrastructure development projects in North Gondar zone with 16 million baht. Project technical consultant Afwork Fedu told Ethiopian News Agency yesterday that the project is being implemented in Metema, Kwara and Adiarkai Woredas, which are exposed to shortage of infrastructure facilities. He said construction of 6 health posts and 7 vet clinics is among the development activities being carried out in 20 selected Kabalets since last Ethiopian year. Moreover, upgrading of 9 schools and expansion of 5 schools, sinking of 32 small and medium water wells, as well as development of 8 springs and installation of water pipes in 3 rural towns would be carried out in the zone. According to Afwork, upon completion, the development works would benefit over 250,000 people in the Woredas. The Ethiopian Electric Power Corporation announced today that it is engaged in development of geothermal resources in the country as well as the whole East African region. The first conference on geothermal energy in the East African Rift region concluded here today. Rukorko reports.
The 3-day first East African Rift Geothermal Conference was aimed at addressing technical issues concerning the geothermal resources in East African countries. In his closing remarks today, General Manager of the Ethiopian Electric Power Corporation, Meeret Debebe noted that the conference has served as a platform to exchange information and international experiences on geothermal energy exploration, development and utilization. The General Manager said Ethiopia is committed to developing its geothermal resources to ensure the energy demand in the country. Meeret said the corporation is now rehabilitating the Aluto Langano project, which will very soon start generating electric power. also called on development partners to support the corporation in its efforts to develop geothermal resources in East Africa. Briefing journalists after the conclusion of the conference, an expert with the Geological Survey of Ethiopia, Dr. Bahanu Guzau, indicated that the conference has reached into a consensus to enhance geothermal development in the region.
A general understanding has been reached to enhance geothermal exploration and exploitation in a regional manner. Therefore, we are going to share our experiences, our equipment, our human resources, and with assistance from donor organizations, we are better equipped now than ever before.
Government representatives and experts in the sector drawn from different countries were in attendance at the conference. Brukwerku, ETV News.
The construction project of a university launched last year in Samara town of Afar State with an outlay of 26 million birr is well in progress. Head of the construction project, Tesfaye Damu, told Ethiopian news agency yesterday that the construction of the 16-building block university has been nearing completion. The university, under construction on 169,000 square meters area of land, would receive 800 students for the first time within 2 months upon completion of the first phase of the construction project. The head added that the university would be capable of enrolling over 2,000 students every year when it goes fully operational. The ongoing construction project has created jobs to 840 persons at present. Participants of the regional workshop for women of the Nile Basin countries called for gender mainstreaming to be given priority in the social development framework of the Nile Basin Initiative. They also urged for the systematic identification of women to participate in all NBI activities. Ikram Bayan has more on that from ENA.
In a joint statement they issued at the conclusion of the 3-day workshop held here from November 26 to 29, the participants underlined the need to improve the Nile Basin Initiative aimed at a strategic document on gender mainstreaming. They said the strategy should have clear